What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Hustling Sideways podcast. I'm Alan Halas. I'm a music writer.
Oh, great to meet you, Alan. I'm Jim Love. I'm a keynote and motivational speaker. Never done that one before, but I thought
that's
it
a
was
new one.
Yeah.
And this is episode number 1. Did I say 14?
You did.
114
Yeah, man, stick
of the
with it.
Hustling Sideways
Sometimes
podcast.
we don't know what it is and we just make up a number, but Alan looked it up prior to being in here.
And
so
I
we're
still
good to go.
forgot it.
And he still forgot
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's cold as balls in
Yeah,
Milwaukee, and we're glad to be here. Glad to be indoors.
we're back in the same room, Jim and I.
That's
for
right.
I think, is this the first one
Being
now
here?
as a father that you're back
That
here?
might be the case. I'm trying to think if
I
I've
think so.
been avoiding Alan, and somehow he made me come over, and we're here. Sat through traffic. No, it's good. It's good to be back. And we were actually, I keep forgetting because we were at Marquette.
Yes.
And I'm thinking that was like that because I was not at my house. So I was like, oh yeah, no, I wasn't here. It was at.
You're still traveling for the podcast, just not in the same way.
Yes,
Yeah.
but we're back. We're excited, and we, as the show goes, oftentimes we interview people who then introduce us to the next person that we want to interview.
Yeah.
And that's what happened here. So I know Julia listens to this show. Shout out Julia Grable, but she found our next guest, and we have Brad Steckart, who is the founder of Sit By Me, which is an app that you're going to hear all about. So Brad,
hey,
welcome
thanks for
to the
having
show.
me, you guys.
That's right.
Also, we missed a really clear opportunity
Yes.
to say that Julia from Pitch a Friend pitched a guest.
Oh my God.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh,
Let's-
she literally
okay,
pitched
can
somebody.
you edit that out?
No, it's
later?
too late now.
Okay.
We already, the internet's
Yeah.
permanent.
This is live.
Let's just pretend like we're good. Yeah,
Yeah,
everything
no.
that's alive. Yeah, exactly.
Anyway,
That was
yeah,
a
that's
good
awesome.
joke, man.
thank you for joining us here on Hustling Sideways. Appreciate you coming all the way through the snow to come hang out.
Of course, yeah.
We're gonna talk about Pitch a Friend in just a second, but we do need to
That's not
know.
what we're gonna talk about.
Sit by me. Sit by
Yeah.
me.
You messed
Now-
yourself
now
up.
Pitch a Friend is in your
let's
head,
just- Raise your hand if you messed that up.
She's got an effect on this
It's on him,
podcast,
yeah.
apparently. We're gonna talk about Sit By Me in just a second, but let's get a little bit about your background,
Sure.
kind of where you're from originally, and what got you to this point.
Yeah. I mean, the background is pretty long, and I won't get too far into it, but I've been in Milwaukee for about 10, 12 years now, and moved down here for a job post-college, went to college in Stevens Point, and I was a scientist. I was an ecologist for a while, and just was like, I loved my job, but there was really no growth into it. And so I was like, okay, what am I going to do here? Like, how am I going to grow? So I ended up going to get a master's in public administration, which led me to working in the finance department for Washington County, whereas before I was a biologist for the parks department. Like, totally huge shift in career.
Yeah.
But then being in finance, I started to work with like all these tech tools and kind of these different software things that were just really kind of cool. And I just started to kind of nerd out in government finance, which I don't know.
Who doesn't?
Yeah,
has
who
it?
doesn't nerd out in
Who
government
hasn't?
finance?
Yeah. If you're not nerding on government finance, what do you even do?
It's the hottest trend.
It was so funny. I like realized at that point, like, I am a true nerd. This is just how.
It's good to have that.
It was like that
realization.
moment of realization
Yes.
where you're like, okay, I'm
Yes.
not cool.
And then also, when you acknowledge that, then you actually become cool because you're like confident.
Exactly.
In your own
Then
skin.
you
You're like,
kind of.
damn right, I'm a
It's a
nerd.
growth
Yeah,
moment,
I
right?
like it.
Yeah. You realize who you are. So I'm doing this government finance stuff, and then COVID hits, and I start hacking some of the tools that I was using for just the finance department in the county that I was working for. And so then I contacted the company and I'm like, can we do this with some of your tech tools? And they're like, wait, how are you doing that? Can you actually come do that for us? Because we didn't even know we could do that with our tools.
Oh, wow.
So then I'm like, I mean, this sounds fun and it's kind of a cool journey. And COVID had just hit and this was a completely remote job.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, cool.
Great.
I'll go work remote. This sounds really cool. So then I'm working from home during the pandemic, like everybody else. Like everybody, remember furloughs when that was a thing?
Oh, yeah.
Man, back
that was crazy.
That was
What a
really,
time.
yeah,
I
it was a terrible
Hard
time.
pass. Yeah.
So I start working remote, and I work remote for this company that was great. Worked for them for like the next 3 years. So kind of all through the pandemic and then post-pandemic. And prior to working remote, I would work remote once in a while. And I always thought like, I would always be at like a cafe or a bar, just kind of like doing my work, heads down, and be like, what do all these other people do? Like everyone here's on their laptop right now. What are they doing? You know, like what are people out there?
We're all just hanging out, answering emails.
Everyone's
Right.
looking busy. Like, what are they
Headphones
doing?
in.
Yeah, headphones
Yeah,
in.
yeah.
So it's like that was always like a question I had. So I had this idea to like, there's got to be a way to like kind of share and kind of like network with other people within these cafes, but I never really like put it together or like really acted on it. And then 2020 hits, and then everyone's remote. So now I'm like thinking there's got to be a way to like get people to connect, even, it's post COVID now. So like even like, post virtual meetings and stuff, let's get people back together. And so that's kind of where the idea of Sit By Me really kind of came about, is because I was still working out at coffee shops and cafes, and I'm like sitting there like, these people are all kind of doing the same thing. We don't have this in-office like banter or vibe anymore because we've lost that in COVID. So how do we like build that again and start to bring that back to the lives that we live in this kind of new era of being remote?
Yeah. I think we all had a moment where we felt like, I need to talk to someone, I like just like like the water cool, even like the most mundane like Monday morning BS of how was your weekend? Fine. How was your, like we're all going to say the same thing.
You actually like missed small
I missed
talk.
it.
Kind of.
Like,
yeah,
I
you
want
did.
it back. And I bet you had that experience, right?
Exactly.
Like, this is something I need. But to actually like act on it, be like, I wonder what those people are doing. Like, I really want to find out,
Right.
Did you start sharing this thought that you had with other people, or did you keep this internal for
I kept it internal for, I remember I looked on my phone the other day and it was a note in my phone from 2018. And it was like app where you meet with other people like and connect with other people called Sit By Me. And like that's the note.
No way.
Yeah.
In 2018 you
In
said
2018
that?
I have it on my phone, and so I was like, wow. So then I kind of just like had it as an idea. It was just percolating for a while. I get a lot of those, right? Where they just kind of sit there. And then my then girlfriend, now wife, and I went on a trip to Minneapolis, and we were at a long table at a bar, and like we both had drinks, and people kept coming by, and they kept kind of like looking at us and like not sitting there. And I was like, oh man, one time I had this idea where it would totally solve this problem right now, where we could like be indicating that we're open to chat right now, or like open to have other people sit at our table.
Right.
And then she's like, tell me more. And I kind of explained the whole like outline of the idea, and she was like, you need to build that.
Right.
And so she really inspired me to like take the step to be like, what does it mean to build an app, or even like look into building an app, or for that case build a company, because I had no idea. I'd never built a company. I worked for local governments most of my life, so it's like I was just basically like I just serve people, and that's how it works.
Was
right?
that the first time you had ever vocalized it?
In that moment? For sure.
Did you think you were gonna hear like, what are you talking about?
Or pretty much. I was just like, or at least just like, oh yeah, cool. Like, but then like, let's move on.
But she was totally like, that's a thing.
She's like, well, I've thut of this. She's like, people like want to do this, like, and so so that's
all
led
it
to,
took is a little validation and then go do it.
Totally.
So what happens? How long in between that moment and you actually taking it seriously to go and start researching all this?
Yeah. So I was like, well, I don't know what building an app costs or how to do it or anything like that. And also I don't code. I only do like for the tech companies I worked for, I did like sales, strategic partnerships, like customer success. So I was more like front of house type of stuff, not back of house. Yeah. So I was like, I don't know how to code anything. So let's like wait for later for that. How can we like validate this idea without needing to code? So we would go to different, so we're like, all right, let's just like test this out somehow. So we'd go to different coffee shops every Saturday and Sunday for like months, like probably like 6 months. And we would literally have 3 different colored sticky notes, red, yellow, and green.
This is my guess.
Yeah.
This is my total guess.
We would literally go up to anyone in line and be like, all right, if you're open to chat with other people, take a green sticky note. If you're working quietly but don't care if other people sit at your table, take a yellow. If you want nothing to do with this, take a red. My wife was in a medical college program, so we were like, this is for the medical college, like, it's like, we were like,
guys,
so we were like, really? Because you go up to people and they're like, what are you talking about? So we were like, okay, we have the excuse of like, this is for school. So then we ended up like validating it because everyone who we talked to, like 2/3 of people were taking green.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is like a lot of data points. Like we did this for like months.
How many took yellow? Like,
I mean, quite a few. So like some people were like, yeah, I'll take yellow because I'm just like kind of unsure of what you mean.
What's happening. Yeah.
And then some people would get it a little later and be like, oh, I actually want green. Or I actually want yellow. Yeah,
Did people ever go from green to red and be like, this is like...
No, people who took red were usually like, oh, I'm like waiting for somebody, or I'm on a date, or my family's coming.
Like, hell no. It was mostly just like, I'll take.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's great.
Yeah.
Because I feel like sometimes if I'm in a coffee shop, like someone just looks like they've got the vibe of like, don't go anywhere.
Yeah. There was definitely some of that.
Total judgment.
Yeah, there was definitely some of that.
Maybe be like, no, I'm actually.
But also, like, I've had entire times where I've been at coffee shops, like just waiting for coffee, that I've run into this person that I know. Like, especially the one that I always go to in my neighborhood. Shout out to Anodyne in Bayview.
Love that cafe. Yeah.
So I'll go there, but then like I'll run into somebody, who else is in line or somebody else that's walking there.
Yeah.
Like there was literally one time where I sat down for a meeting with somebody, but then I met with somebody else, and then I met with. It might have been you, because I think I had a card from some kind of Sit By Me.
Really?
Yes.
It could be.
I don't know.
You sure it wasn't Pitch a Friend? Or?
No, it was not Pitch a Friend. No.
That was funny. Yeah, wow.
Or something of a similar
I wonder,
of like a...
Interesting.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
We could talk
if
about that.
If my memory was better.
So it could really be just like this place of everyone connecting, and you just have to realize it. So
right.
So what was the first, so these 6 months of doing this, where are you starting to like gather?
Oh man, the first time we were at the Collectivo on the east side.
Oh dang.
No, not the one on Oakland, but
that place is a madhouse.
Yeah,
all the time.
The one on the east side, right by Yoga 6 there.
Oh sure.
We were we were there, and I remember like I'll never forget, like the guy had the sticky note. It was green.
Okay.
Or no, it was a girl who had a sticky note. It was green, and there was a guy who had a green sticky note at his table. And I'll never forget, like he went up to her and he's like, "Hey, I have this green," and she's like, "Yeah, sit down. Like have a seat." And like they ended up chatting, and like my girlfriend at the time, now wife, was there. We were like, "It's working! Like this is crazy!"
Gosh. Oh, you saw it in action.
Like we saw it like work.
Happening.
Yeah, and we were like, "Oh my gosh, okay." So that was like the first data point of like, whoa, it's like valid. Like this test worked, and then we ended up just seeing that a bunch more as we kind of like tested in more and more places.
Did most people like? Was it taken as a networking thing or as like a dating thing? Maybe it doesn't really matter that much.
Kind of yes, like kind of just like this one was a guy and a girl, so we were like, and they were like both like attractive, and like we were like, I wonder if like what if like to this day. Yeah, what if like they're married now or something? Like,
how'd you meet Laura?
How crazy that
was this here? Was this it?
No.
Yeah, exactly.
I can tell you that like
it was actually Alan.
Yeah, that's wow. Okay, so like that's got to be so validating.
It was really cool.
This is happening.
It was a cool moment. Yeah, it was like the first really cool moment of like, whoa, this is the thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
For sure. So I guess let's talk a little bit about how the app works too.
Yeah.
And the core functionality, because obviously there's no sticky notes involved.
Right. So yeah, we've evolved a lot from the sticky note test. Yeah.
So I assume step one is you're downloading the app.
Yep.
But then
exactly.
Where do we go from here?
So, and there's been many iterations, and I'll be happy to go through like our Yale experiment, which was hilarious and just fun. We used it with Yale students so much that they broke it, which was another validating point. Yeah, yep. So that was pretty cool. And that was like all like guerrilla marketing, like going into the campus and like,
you really got the nerds in
this is Yale official. Yeah.
Yeah.
But so then so right now you download the app, you build a profile. It takes like a minute. You can use like your Google or Apple sign in, which is really nice.
Yeah.
And then you say a little bit about yourself, projects you're working on, and then a little bit about so right now it's set up to ask a little bit about like your career. So like what industry are you in? And then what's your role within that industry?
Sure.
Right. So then if you go to a cafe, you can be like, okay, I'm going to see who's here. Oh, that person's in marketing and they're a VP,
Yeah.
So you can kind of see what's going on in the app there.
Yeah.
So you download it, you add your profile picture. Please add a profile picture of your face, not like your cat. Because when people use the app, they're supposed to find you.
Yeah, totally.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
People need to do that. I can imagine the ones that,
we've seen a couple funny ones.
Yeah.
And it's just like some people I think are just like, they don't understand like that's what's going to happen.
Right.
So it's important to just note like, it's got to be you.
Is there a golden retriever in this?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And when we first built it, it was you had to take the picture in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But then we realized like people don't always feel like it's their best moment.
Yeah.
So
or
it's better.
They don't want to take a
yeah.
selfie
So it's the better of
the
the So it's better to just have them be able to upload their nice picture.
Yeah.
So then you basically are on the app then. So you can go to a map section where you can see like all the dots of people who are either green. Oh yeah, you set your status. You're either green, open to chat with other people, or red means you're working quietly, but other people can sit at your table with you.
Okay.
So it's like red is kind of like, look, oops, sorry.
You're good.
Filter.
You got excited.
I did. Sorry, starting to talk
Fired
with my
up
hands.
that,
That means I'm getting into it. But no, red is more like, all right, do not disturb mode. I'm working quietly, but like, please sit at the seat or sit at the table with me. You're not going to bother me. I'm not going to bother you, type of thing.
Yeah. Okay.
And then green is like, hey, let's open a dialogue and just meet each other and see what's going on.
Very cool. So is there like a map of the place that you're in at all, or is it like?
So if you were to use it at your home, so like you download it and you use it at your home, you see places on the map that we partner with called community connection points.
Oh, okay.
So now, and then at the community connection point, you can like click on it and you can see how many people are there at the moment, right?
Okay.
So, there's 5 people at Wantable Cafe, and you can see like what industries they're in.
Mm-hmm.
So you can be like, oh, there's like 2 people that are in marketing. There's 1 person who's like in information technology.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna go there because I want to just see what's going on there, and you can see like, oh, 2 of them are open to chat and 3 of them are working quietly.
Right.
So it's like, okay, cool. I'm lonely. I'm bored. I'm working from home. 2 people at Wantable are open to chat right now. I'm gonna go there and just check it out. Yeah. And then
keep
no, and then so you can't see like who's there until you get there. So then once you get there, then you're like, okay, cool. Now I can see who's in the area. So it's like it would be the same as if you walked into the cafe and saw who was literally in there. You just have the insight now that, oh, that person's actually open to chat right now.
Yeah, for sure.
Are you introducing, like, so if I were to walk up to a table and I knew that 2 people were green, am I like, hey, I saw you on the app, or do people just sit down and you naturally just start talking? Like, have you seen how that interaction
I've seen
goes?
both. So in the app, so like if I saw you in the app and I saw that you were open to chat, there's a button that says sit by them. Send them a daily icebreaker. So if I hit sit by you, then you get a question that pops up. It's like, oh, Brad's coming to sit by you. The daily icebreaker is, if you were to have dinner with any fictional character, who would it be? Or whatever. It's like generated. Yeah.
Right.
So then you would have that. So then I would come up to you, and also I could, if you're feeling a little nervous, like I could message you and be like, hey, is it for sure you, the guy with the hat? And then you could be like, yeah, for sure. Then I'm coming over, and then we're starting our conversation. So you could just see each other, and like I know you're open to chat, so I could walk up to you. But to make the barrier a little easier, especially for people who have like a harder time just like approaching, you have those 2 extra sort of steps that you can take to make it just a little less like onerous to go.
Super well thought out too. Especially I like that you can't see who's there until you actually get to that place. Yep. So I can't be like, Jim's gonna be
exactly.
Jim's at Collectivo today.
Yeah.
And he's listed as open to chat. I'm gonna hit him up about my business.
Exactly.
Today.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when you start developing this, like who are you approaching as you know? I know you did like the 6 months of sort of like experimenting. When this starts coming to fruition, what is the process like to find these places to actually partner with, and what are their reactions when you're coming up to these owners?
That's a great question, because it's a really mixed bag. And you know, I've worked in like the service industry for a lot of my life, so I understand like the actual working in the service industry part, like pre-college and stuff. Yeah. But you don't understand, like, as a cafe owner, how many things come at them every day. Like, here's a thing that you could do. Here's a subscription you could have. Here's a... Oh, yeah. I don't realize. I mean, it's kind of like you guys probably get spammed all day, like, with email. Yeah. You don't realize, like, oh, yeah, cafe owners get that about apps and about things. Sure. And so I'm like, oh, shoot. I didn't realize, like, this wasn't going to just be like, awesome, we'll do that, sure.
Yeah, you know? Everybody would say yes.
Yeah. So it's been kind of a interesting like journey to figure out like who to work with. But what we found is like there are certain cafes who are like, yeah, this sounds like a great idea. We'll try it out. We're gonna do it here. So like we have 5 in the community right now in Milwaukee area. So like Wantable Cafe, Friendship Circle just came on, BizStarts Community Market, Haven Cafe. Okay. And then Rochambeau just came on board. Oh, nice. Too. So yeah, very cool one. So all people who are like, yeah, we want to like try this out because this is like, I mean, if you think about the future of human connection, it's been really going down this road of like no one connects, and now it's starting to come back around and like boomerang back to, we want human connection in person. Right. Yeah. So like the future of human connection is going to be this weird hybrid, start on an app and then move to real life. Right. Exactly. And that's the way it's going to go.
Yeah. There's always that digital step. And I think too that like the pandemic had a huge effect 100%. On that too. Like I'm happily married and not going to like approach them, but I would not approach somebody like in a cafe now and just be like, start, shooting the shit with them. Right. Yeah. Because like, one, if it's a girl, they might be like, this guy's being creepy, whatever, right? Or 2, if it's like a guy, it's just gonna be some dude. Like everybody has their like bubble. Up, you know what exactly. I mean? Know what I mean? Yep. Yeah. Like their wall is up a little bit more now because they've been home. Right. They've been, and, like, even though we're 5 years removed from that,
It had a
there
huge
still is
lasting
that
effect.
feeling of like the wall is up, like don't get into my space.
Totally,
100%.
and like rightfully so. You know, I think some people just have had experiences that would make that happen, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And now, but it's like this fine line between like that's a total reality, and that's just what we have to work with. But they also want connection. So
right,
like, how, you know, for the people that really do want it, but are like have this shell, but I actually want to meet, you know, someone just to network. I mean, it could be anything. Could be network, could be dating. You know, you name it.
Yeah.
How do we infiltrate that thought and get it in there, and really to the place where it's like they're open to doing it. There's no forcing this.
No,
like,
no, you could just not use it and
go on red. You know,
basically,
if
you don't use it, you're basically a red sticky note
for sure.
And then if you're like working quietly, you're yellow sticky note. Yeah. So,
but it is also solving the problem too of like that unspoken kind of social thing of like, well, there's like 2 chairs open over there, and that guy's sitting on the one. He's sitting on the second to last one.
Yeah.
Like, could I sit there? Is he gonna be weird about it? Like, this does answer that of like I could just sit there at that table and be fine.
100%.
And is the goal really like professional connections, or does it matter what connections those are?
Well, there's a lot of verticals to explore. And so the first vertical that I'm exploring is this professional connections, mostly in like co-working spaces, cafe type of spots, and bars. I mean, people go to bars at like 3 or 4 p.m. to like have a beer and have a
I was
have
just
a working session. Yeah,
this. Like when I go like pick up dinner or something and it takes 40 minutes, I would love to sit by someone,
right, and just chat.
Like, that would be
exactly.
Great. Like I would do that all day, and it'd be like, oh, nice to meet you. I'm gonna go head out, but like
time to
that's
go.
my half hour. You know, like I do this at Cafe Corazon all the time. We love that place.
Love that place
and
too.
I walk in and it takes a little while. It's great food. That would be awesome.
You know,
they just go be like, do you want to chat, have a margarita, and then head home?
Exactly.
So, you know, I'm totally with you. Yeah.
Shout out to Cafe Corazon. They got voted best burrito in Milwaukee yesterday.
And check out their website because I'll be on it in like a week. They did some marketing pictures like in the summer.
Yeah,
it was me and 2 people on a patio.
Nice.
And they gave me like 3 free margaritas to do this.
Hey,
and
there
it
you
was one of the best nights I've had in a while.
Amazing.
So
that sounds awesome.
We are easily bought.
We are. Just so we're
Hustling
clear, that
Sideways
sponsorship
podcast.
is open for business. So
we are easily purchasable. Just give us
look
some
into
margaritas.
both cameras and say that.
Yeah,
make sure
we are easily. Yeah,
that's awesome.
So the initial phase of this, like where, you know, I know it's available everywhere right now.
Yep.
As far as growing this thing, expanding this thing, what are you kind of looking at? What's the kind of next on the horizon?
Yeah, so we've launched it. So we launched it officially like this version. We had an old version, kind of like scrapped it for parts and launched the new version in February 22nd of 2025. So man, we're coming up on a year. But from that launch, we've grown to, I really wanted to hit 2,000 people before coming here. Or like 1,900 something.
Just say 2,000.
We're at 2,000.
Yeah,
2,000 users.
Yeah, there we go. By the time, obviously, by the time this comes out,
it's like, that's great. So and it's growing every day. So, and I'm not doing any like wild marketing or anything. It's just literally like people are word of mouthing.
That's what I figured.
Yeah,
I can imagine say next to a coworker who's like, I'm using this thing, and I'm like, that sounds great. I'll go download it. And my thought, honestly, and you probably have thought this, like airports would be,
dude, yes,
unbelievable.
100%. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like work travel, do this all the time. Travel for work alone all the time.
Yep.
Yeah. And I would love. I mean, you know, every now and then I'm doing my own work and I do, but like, what a great thing.
And you go to working quietly.
If I just like rocked a presentation, I have an hour delay flight. Like that'd be awesome.
Yeah, it'd be great just to kind of debrief.
100%.
Yeah, I've literally used it at airports, and I've tested it out at airports. I met one person at one airport one time, which is cool.
That counts.
Yep, that was
that's
cool.
More than 0.
Hey, that's out of, you said 2,000 people.
Out of 2,000 people, yeah. So I mean, in Austin. Of all places.
So
this
like,
is just super cool. Yeah.
Just those odds alone of like a 1 in 2,000.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Just running into someone that also has your app.
Yep. Yeah.
That's kind of like we've never run into somebody in the wild like listening to our podcast or something, but
we do it all the time. Yeah.
It happens every day. Yeah.
But that would be that kind of feeling, I would think.
Yeah,
of
it was
like,
cool.
Hey,
it was cool.
You're using the thing I made.
For sure.
When you brought this to like your family and friends, and so what were reactions to this? Were people like totally supportive, or like really, or like is this Tinder? Like, you know, I'm just like
there was
like,
a couple of those. There was a couple like, so is it a dating app? And I'm like, no, it's not. It's like more of a networking, and I call it a social engagement app.
I think
that's how I describe it.
Well, the questions you ask make it that way.
Yeah,
if you ask what people's interests were and what they do on Saturdays,
right.
that's a different question than are you a VP or in market. I totally agree. I think like the nature of what you're asking is conducive to having a conversation that's professional.
And it comes specifically from the experience of like, I'm in a great relationship. I'm not looking for another person, but I am looking for social connection, and we're adults, right? So it's like it's hard to like make friends as adults. Dude,
if you're listening to the show, we have a lot of college kids listening to the show. Like, make your friends now.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, I don't know which camera to look into, but like, please do. Yeah,
it literally is the hardest thing in the world to make friends. Like it's tough. And you gotta like now I'm like in volleyball leagues and stuff. Like that's been helpful, but I see those people once a week. And you know, then you go on with your life. Like that's totally. That is by far the worst part of adulthood is making friends.
100%.
I'm on my knees pleading.
No, for real. It's wild because making the app has introduced me to a ton of new friends.
Totally.
So like connecting with them on the app, but also just like being a founder in the Milwaukee founder space. Like Milwaukee founder, the space is awesome right now. It's like skyrocketing. It's really growing fast. And you know, you meet new people at like different events every time I go to one, and it's like, oh, somebody's doing something new. This is really cool. This is like bringing more either tech or just a cool product or something to Milwaukee.
That's great.
Which has been awesome.
What feedback are you getting and or seeking for this? Are you making decisions based off of that feedback?
Yeah. So I want to go back to the one question you have is like, what feedback was I getting from like family and friends?
Oh, sure.
Which was pretty much, I mean, people were like, oh, this is a cool idea, but like kind of wait to see what's going to happen with it. Right.
Right.
And then the feedback that I'm seeking is as people are using it. So as people are using it, just like, how is it going for you? The biggest thing I want to figure out is like, what's going to remind you to turn this on when you go to a cafe, you know, like for me, it's become a habit. And because it's become a habit, I've found people at cafes because I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to go on. And then like, you know, one person will be on, but they'll either be on there and like there'll be a red dot. So I'll kind of like approach it like, are they really working quietly? They forgot to turn on their open to chat. So I'll kind of like broach it carefully, but like it's just like, how do you kind of remind people like this is a thing? Like when you go and sit down somewhere, you automatically open up Instagram or TikTok or like, how do we become that sticky?
So like a passive use of it is almost like an enemy of what you're trying to create. Right?
Almost. Yeah. It's like when you go into a cafe line at the coffee shop, what's going to make you what's going to remind you to be like, oh, I'm in the line at the cafe. Let's open up Sit By Me and see who's here.
Right.
Yeah. So that's kind of that's kind of what I need like more people to do. And then I'm just looking for more users. Like by the end of 2026, we want to be at 50,000 users. That's the goal. You know what?
I will do it right now. Yes. I will download it right now.
You got 2 here.
Let's do
Perfect.
It.
Yeah.
I'm doing it as we speak. I will get it off.
You can talk about how difficult it is.
Here, wait for the feedback.
Yeah, exactly.
And here I am entering my data, like
social security number.
Great. Yeah, right.
That's great.
Just kidding. We don't ask for social security.
How do you make money? You know, doing
so there's 2 different ways. One is just partnerships. So we partner with different entities. When does this come out?
This will be like mid January.
Yeah.
Okay. So then I won't say events that we have like next week or anything.
Oh yeah.
But we partner with different entities. There's like different community connection points that are willing to like partner with us and have some skin in the game in that role.
Good.
We partner with Pitch a Friend, right? So, and then the other thing is there's premium features on the app. So if a user wants to, if we're in the same room right now, we could message each other. So if you go to the cafe and you're like, hey, I'm just like chatting with you on the chat feature. But then if you leave and you want to keep chatting, it's going to be like, oh, it's going to be a low subscription. It's it's $50 a year, so it's it's less than $5 a month.
Okay,
nice.
That's great. That's great.
But then to do that, then it's a little bit of the chat feature, and then to kind of see a little bit more about what's going on at the cafe, you can pay a subscription to see that.
Okay. Yeah. Now, have you run into anything where someone abuses the app, and perhaps something inappropriate or like has that been?
It hasn't. Okay. So we have, so when I built this, the biggest hurdle I saw was security and safety, right? Sure. Especially with I ran this idea by a bunch of people, men and women, before building it, and especially women were like, well, hey, what if, totally. I just want to make sure I'm safe.
Right.
So there's definitely a bunch of features built in. You can turn your location, your dot on the map off at any time.
That's what I was going to ask.
Yeah, it's super easy. It's like right on the main map page. You just flip a switch and it turns off.
Sure.
You can block someone so then they'll never see your dot again.
Oh, good. Okay.
So like if someone's just like, you got a bad vibe, somebody looked at you weird, and you see that they're on the app, you can just like block them, and then you'll just disappear from their app.
Yeah.
Forever. You know?
So that, they wouldn't even be able to see you in that spot. That's
exactly.
Very cool.
Yeah. And then you could report people if you need to do that too.
Sure.
I haven't had any reports.
That's good.
Yeah,
honestly, that's a big deal.
Out of 2,000,
yeah,
that's a really
there's so much good intention behind this. I love it. But I also know that we live in a really weird world and people abuse stuff. But like the fact that you're putting all that in and got feedback from the people that needed to give it is good,
and continue to. I mean, if anything weird happens, I want to know, because then I want to definitely make sure that that's like prevented or has been preventable. We've had people think that weird stuff was happening, but it's impossible because you can't see who's on the map. Like you go to the map and you see a bunch of dots. Yeah, they're kind of like geographically. It's kind of like Craigslist where you can't see like their exact location. You know. Yeah. So it's like that, and then it's also you can't like click on a dot and like see who that dot is unless you're literally in the same cafe as them. Okay. So it's almost like if you walk into a cafe and see 20 people, that's who you would see on the map. You wouldn't be able to like go see who's across town from you and totally and like go there. So, yeah.
Where did the goal? So 50,000 in 2026. Yeah. How did that come about? Where does that come from in your mind?
So we're on a trajectory right now where we are hitting 2,000, right?
And so you already did.
We already hit 2,000. Hit 2,000, and we are. I mean, the natural progression is we wanted to get to 20,000 by mid-year, which is kind of just the way I mapped it out, and it's kind of a logarithmic curve, right? So the way the logarithmic curve goes is it kind of grows faster and faster as time goes on. So we want to hit 20,000 by mid-year. And if we do that, then we'll be right on track to hit 50,000 by the end of the year.
Nice.
Yeah. I think it's brilliant.
Yeah.
I downloaded it. Here we are. Here we go. We got it.
Yep.
I'm getting it right now.
Look at that.
That's it.
Action. Where are you at?
Yeah, right.
I haven't set myself up yet.
You gotta make your account.
I gotta set up
a lot of like Highbury Pub.
There we go.
Yeah, right.
Make sure
the
they're in the Newport with you.
Well, and that's the other thing. If people are like, hey, I go to this place all the time, I want it to be a community connection point. Yeah. Like that's the other thing is we'll vet out the community connection point a little bit. So it's like, okay, if you're a cafe and you want to be one, like contact me because I want to put you on the map. The more community connection points, the more people are using it, the more like you get to build a community around Highbury and or wherever you think is kind of your cool community connection point, then it's on there. So
that's great. Are you finding that like people that are using it and maybe going to those types of places, are they becoming like an advocate for what you're doing and actually asking the places like, I have this great app, like
that's what's happening.
That's great.
So that's actually been the coolest part to see is like people are like, I want to see more people here. So they'll contact me and I'll be like, I can reach out to them, but it's going to be more powerful if you reach out to them. Totally. Yeah. So that, and then people posting on social media of like, hey, I just met this person on Sit By Me, and then like actually just generating the content on their own and like tagging us,
right?
Or tagging the pub or the coffee shop that they're at is really powerful.
Yeah. What's the most fun part of this for you?
Oh man, that's a really good question. It's all fun. Like I'm wearing all the hats right now, so it's like there's like. I know it's not fun.
I was going to say that can also go south really fast when you wear all the hats. I know that.
Yeah, it's
overwhelming in a way, perhaps.
It can be overwhelming, but it's, I mean, I'm riding the wave and it's just super fun to ride the wave. It's really fun to have built something. And it's almost like I've never been like an artist. I don't know if you guys are artsy at all, but like I've been into music, but I haven't been into like, I've never been able to like draw, right?
Sure.
So this is kind of a cool, like, I've always been really into like building things that are functional.
Yeah.
And so this is like kind of my way to build something that's functional, and it's almost like a worldwide art display of, just human connection.
Yeah. Putting something out there in the world, which is a lot of what I deal with. People
absolutely.
putting out their music or putting out their whatever.
Yeah.
So it is you are putting out something into the world and having an effect.
It's pretty cool. Yeah. It's pretty special.
Do you thrive off of like really positive feedback, or are you someone that thrives off of like someone doubted me and I want to prove them wrong?
I do that to myself enough. So
That's a great answer.
So when somebody says that to me, I'm like, yeah, I know.
I've already heard it. Yeah.
So I really do thrive off of positive feedback.
That's cool.
Yeah. When somebody's like, I love this, it like motivates me to like go to the next step or add that next feature or okay, what would be even better, and then I get really motivated.
Do you want this, like, do you foresee this going national and
I do,
well beyond that?
So it already kind of has. We have one cafe in Denver that's using it. So that's a community connection point. And I got to go, so I was looking at the whole map is really hard. It's like it just takes a lot of like space.
Yeah.
So you can see like when you download it, you can basically see like the Midwest probably to the East Coast.
Okay.
So you can see like users are using it in New York. There's a few there. There's a few here, but in Milwaukee there's like a condensed like 1,000+ dots, right?
Yeah.
Right.
The cool part is I had my devs give me the zoomed out version the other day. We're being used in 9 countries.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah. So 9 separate.
Way ahead of my.
Yeah,
So
you're already on it.
9 countries have it. Granted, it's like small little populations. Like somebody probably went there to use it, and then they were like, "Hey, friend, like let's use this to just like use it." But it's pretty cool to see. Like sweet. I was like, "Oh my gosh!" Like there are people in.
What's like the furthest country?
I mean Brazil.
Okay.
There's some people in Brazil. There's one in. I think there's one in Venezuela. Wow. There was one in, Mexico, Canada.
Yeah.
Then like one in Sri Lanka, or a couple in Sri Lanka, some in the UK, and then Scotland.
West Halas.
Yes, West Halas. Yeah.
Distant West Halas.
Yeah, exactly. That's awesome.
That's excellent. That's excellent. And what's something I'm just thinking like, that moment of being in Minnesota with your now wife. Like what do you when you reflect on that?
Yeah.
Like, did you ever think that you would be doing?
No. I mean, I had a job that I really liked.
Yeah.
I mean, I really didn't mind. I liked the company that I worked for, and never saw myself as an entrepreneur ever. And so it was kind of like just kind of a far off thought. And so I quit my full-time job in September to do this full-time.
Oh wow.
Which is like, it was like a huge step. And a lot of conversations about how are we going to move forward? How long are we going to give this until, if we can see some success here. And so we're on track to see some success, which is pretty cool.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I mean, that was a huge move. And it's been, from that moment of being like, from that moment of having really no Sit By Me side gig, no hustle side, no sideways hustle. To then being super like growing it until I became like so overwhelmed because there was too many meetings that had to do with Sit By Me and too many regular work things where I had to like make that decision.
Yeah.
So that was the course of like a 3-year like progression.
Yeah.
Or, no, more than that probably. Like a 5-year like progression. To now where now I'm doing Sit By Me full time, which is just like
amazing.
Wild.
Which is so weird because now I'm like, how do I even structure my day? What do I really want out of a day, right?
Sit by people.
Yeah, go sit by people all day long.
You can be the biggest advent for it. You can go sit down and be like, hey, download this app.
Yep.
I noticed you weren't on here.
Get
this
I literally
app right
do
now.
that sometimes. I'm like, can you,
like
sometimes I'll be at a coffee shop. I'm like, hey, look, because it's like somebody who looks friendly or whatever.
Yeah.
I need another like person here to test something. Can you please download my app? It's like,
that's cool.
Okay.
Get my mixtape, man.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
But then they go and they show it to somebody else.
It's happened before.
Exactly
Yeah.
Well, if you had to describe this journey like in one sentence, how would you describe it to someone, especially in the context of someone who's like thinking about taking a passion that they have and going for it?
Yeah.
It could be more than one sentence, by the way. That was a pretty big, small box put you
in. The sentence is download the app.
Download Sit By Me on the App Store or Google Play.
In a similar situation as you that's toying with taking this passion and going for it. What do you tell them?
It's weird because in like college, for instance, or in like grad school for me, it's like you kind of see it as like there's a mountain and the peak of the mountain is graduation.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so building something is different because it's more like you're jumping off of a cliff and you're kind of like, okay, I better like figure out what my parachute's going to be with all these different materials so I can put it together while I'm falling.
Right.
But at the same time, then all of a sudden, like you're gliding a little bit and then you're like gliding a little more smoothly. And so like, then all of a sudden, like, hopefully the landing is nice and easy, right?
And you don't die.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the analogy.
Should have called this podcast Cliff Divers. We got a whole different
a lot of different audience. Awesome. A lot of wingsuit people.
If people want to get in touch with you, I know obviously they can get the app. Where's the best place to talk to you?
For sure. So it's at Sit By Me app on Instagram and TikTok. I do like I'm on like day 30. I'll be on like day 50 by the time this comes out probably, but every day I'm like, here's what I did today, so you can actually like follow the journey of how I built the app. Cool.
I think that's powerful for people that want to do entrepreneurship too.
Yeah, it's fun, and like it's not everything, but it's enough, right? So it's but that's at Sit By Me app on Instagram and TikTok, and then it's just Brad at sitbyme.co.
Okay.
So sitbyme.co.
I just thought it was com spelled wrong, but
I know I've gotten that a lot actually.
Oh
yeah.
no,
it's a cheaper domain, man.
I was gonna say, I have a .net.
Yeah, exactly.
I support it just so we're all.
I have a .net because when we started, the .com was $3,000.
Yeah. You're not doing that. No way. Yeah.
So
it's like $4.
Thank you, Brad, for being here. And Alan, what if people want to get in touch with this podcast?
If they want to get in touch with us, we're gonna just put a dot. We're just gonna put a dot on Sit By Me at the house. People just our next guest. They have to just come and sit by us. We're open to chat.
Yeah.
That'll be it. We are always open to chat, though. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter. Yes.
Are we? Yeah, I think so.
I was gonna say Twitch, and that was wrong.
That's not.
And then I said Twitter, and it was
We're
close
on Vine.
enough.
We're on Zynga. And,
dude, if we could be on Vine, I would be on Vine.
Yeah.
All right.
LinkedIn, all of the places, as well as wherever you get your podcasts as well. If you want to be a guest on the show, you can send us an email. It is hustlingsideways@gmail.com. And Jim,
keep on hustling.
See you next week.
Peace.